Unlock your potential. All right, welcome to Fitness and Finance, where I'm going to be coming at you, God willing, every day, probably around 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, normally, unless today I had to change it up. And today we're talking about unlocking your potential. Unlocking your potential. One way you can unlock your potential is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is where I share all kind of things. So it's just a lot to get into, but it's building a community there around fitness and finance, because those are two things that I'm very curious and very fascinated about. So, and I'm sharing with you what I'm learning along the way. So unlock your potential. Now, when it comes to fitness, how can you unlock your potential? Well, one thing you can do is you can reach out to me. If you look over on the tab, it'll say fit.fitness. Well, you can go there. You can sign up for a complimentary phone consultation. This is where you and I, you can ask me anything you want, and I get to find out more about you, and I can share with you how I can serve you. I can share with you how I can use my 40 plus years of experience, just even with my own self. I started working out at 14, plus I have over 40,000 hours of one-on-one coaching, helping thousands of people just do better physically. And I know unless something's wrong, I can help you. I can assist you on your journey as well. So if you visit fit.fitness, you'll find a form on there you can fill out. If you want something a little faster, you can also text me the word FIT, F-I-T, at the number right there on the screen. It's right there, right there, right there, right. So unlocking your potential. What are some things to unlock your potential, right? Well, if I could have it any kind of way I wanted with you, I would say the first thing, I'm checking, we're doing a volume check. The first thing I would encourage you to do is to have a clear, specific goal, right? So that's the thing, because you don't know what your goal is, you don't really have the inner fire to accomplish those goals. And I think this is often underestimated. And so that's why so many people struggle with health and fitness. You know, right now, almost probably like 7, 8 people out of 10 are higher body fat than they want. They are technically overweight, right? So that's a lot. So there's a lot of people struggling with that, right? So I believe, okay, take it from someone that's been doing this and seen it over and over again. You're watching this, I'm sharing with you to please consider getting clear and specific on your goal. So I'll help you do a little exercise to tie it in right now, right? So if you could wave a realistic magic wand, and you could have your body, your health, and your energy, any kind of way you wanted it to be now in the next 6 to 12 months, what would that be like for you? What would that be like for you? Think about that. Now, what's interesting is the more, I'm telling you, the more clearer and the more details you can put into it, the better, right? So say, for example, you ever seen how a house gets built and they have a blueprint, or they have like all these, they open up the big prints, and they know where every little, the covering of the plugins, and the corners of the walls, and what's going on this corner. They know every little detail. What's going on behind the walls? Where's the pipes going? Where's the electricity running? So that's the same thing with your body. Consider getting clear and specific, knowing exactly what you're shooting for. You know, when I was coming up, I knew exactly what I was looking for with my physique. I knew exactly from an early teen. I got turned on to this this kind of mental exercise, and just figured it out early. That's all. You're figuring it out now. It's perfect. It's good. This is the best timing for you is right now. This is your timing. This is your timing. So I encourage you to think about that picture. Dial it in. What is that for you? What does that look like for you? What is your what is that weight? What is your clothes size? What are look at how are you gonna look getting in and out of the car, in and out of the shower? What how's that gonna, be clear and specific on what that looks like? What kind of clothes you gonna wear? What's that look like? The more detail you can put into your fitness, the better. Please don't underestimate this. If you're hearing me, can I get some eights in the chat? Can I get some eights? Can you put some eights in the chat? 888 in the chat if you're getting what I'm feeling. Okay. Now I can't see all the chats right now. I'm trying to get all my chats into one chat. I can really just see YouTube chat, but I can't see the Facebook chats right now. I'll go back and check them later. Okay, and I'll follow up on your chat. So that's the first thing. Be clear and specific. Then what do? Okay, you follow the fundamentals of fitness: exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, mindset. Those are the fundamentals of fitness. So a mentor of mine once said, in any major life area, there are really only about a half a dozen things that if you really do the principles, it really matters, right? And that's so true. Think about it. In almost every area of life, how many major areas things are there? With fitness, I feel like there are only five. Okay? Five things that if you focus on and follow the principles, well, then you'll be successful. Exercising, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. If you learn to master these fundamentals, you will be successful. You will be healthy. You will be fit. If you can learn to master these fundamentals. Now, sometimes we know what to do, but we just can't follow through with it. We have a hard time following through. And that is where coaching can really help. I know it's so difficult sometimes to follow through on an exercise program. But imagine if you and I got to work together every week, every week for weeks. Imagine this fitness energy, this big fitness energy just rubbing off on you. It's going to rub off on you, and you're going to absorb it, and it's going to become part of you. And then you're going to be healthy and fit. And you know what? You don't even know it yet, but you're going to influence somebody. So when you achieve a level of fitness, you're going to inspire someone around you that you don't even know about yet. And God's going to work in their life. And that's something you don't even know yet. That's going on in the background right now. You don't even know it, right? But that's the thing. You will inspire people, okay? So these are the things we're going to focus on, okay? Number one is, well, if you're open to it and you feel a calling, send me a text or a message and let's connect, all right? This is what I'm going to be teaching you right here is what's on the screen is proper exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, mindset. These are my basics. I could do videos on just each one of these topics. I'm just going to share with you just a couple of the basics, right? Just going to get through some of the basics, and I'm going to be doing this almost every day, God willing. You'll see me every day doing a fitness and finance show. So with exercise, there's generally two different kinds of exercise. Generally, there's more than that really, but basic. Okay, let's keep it simple. Strength training, building muscle, and cardiovascular training. And we want to have a little bit of each. Right? Imagine for a moment that we have a twin-engine airplane. We have two engines going on the airplane. Now, let's call the engines cardiovascular and strength training. Now, most people are very comfortable with cardiovascular because how hard is it to get on a treadmill or a bike and go for a while, right? Not that hard. Sometimes people struggle with resistance training, and I understand there's lots of different forms and everything. I totally get it. That's why coaching is so helpful. But it's good to have both, okay? You want to have some muscle building and cardiovascular. The muscle building is going to help you keep a higher overall metabolism, right? And it's going to give you shape to your body. And the cardio, that's going to be good for your heart and lungs. Plus, it will assist, done properly, will assist with fat burning, right? Okay. So that's exercise. Nutrition. This is huge. This is huge, right? I can't do the huge imitation, but this is huge, right? This is so huge, right? So when it comes to nutrition, imagine for a moment that, say we're trying to build a 2-story house from scratch. Now imagine that we have half the materials necessary to build the house. How far are we going to get? Think about that. How far are we going to get? If we only have half the materials necessary to build the house, how far are we going to get? Well, about halfway, right? So the foods that you and I eat on a daily basis, the foods that we eat every day, are like the supplies necessary towards building our house. That's why when I come to the studio, you can't see it, but right next to me, I have a cooler full of all kind of goody foods, okay, healthy foods. Now, what kind of foods did you eat? Okay, well, I subscribe to the whole food, plant-based, vegan routine, right? So now consider watching. You want to learn more about this? You have to educate yourself. There's 4 documentaries I recommend you consider: The Game Changers, Forks Over Knives, Dominion, and Seaspiracy. So if you watch all 4 of those documentaries, and then you make up your mind, okay? Don't just listen to different, oh, I'll listen to what that person says. Educate yourself, consider educating yourself and then making up your own mind. If you watch those 4 documentaries, I'd love to get your feedback on, what you think out there, all that. Okay. That's The Game Changers, Forks Over Knives, just like Forks Over Knives, Dominion with a D, and then Seaspiracy, just like it sounds. They're all in different streaming services: YouTube, Amazon, Netflix. You can catch a lot of them there. Okay. Recovery. We do a whole topic on this, and maybe we will, because recovery is another huge one, right? Very important. But just in general, consider getting 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night. 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night. Number 4, supplements. There's generally 2 different kinds of supplements that I recommend and consider. There are nutritional supplements like a healthy plant-based shake. I've had 2 of them today. Healthy plant-based shakes. And then also there are enhancement performance supplements, for example, like creatine. Now, I'm not suggesting that you take creatine, but building muscle is one thing you want to do. It can help, and it is a supplement. It is not a food item, right? So it's nutritional supplements and enhancement performance supplements, 2 different kinds of supplements. If you have any questions, let me know. And last but not least, with the fitness, is the mindset. The mind is very important. That's why every day you wrote out, if you participated earlier, you wrote out your goals. So imagine if you haven't done it, but consider writing out your fitness goals. And then tag it with this affirmation every day. I am happy and grateful now. You can write this down if you're open to it. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and I say 185 pounds, 6 or 7% body fat, feeling strong and healthy. I even go on to say thick brown hair, 20/20 vision, perfect teeth, supple skin, and I have a few other things that I'm working on. I say, I just give gratefulness that I'm happy and grateful now, right now. I'm happy and grateful right now that I am 185 pounds, feeling healthy and fit. See, that's how I want you to consider saying your goal. That's part of the mindset. So you're reprogramming your mind. You're saying, I'm happy and grateful now in the present that I am in the present. Your goal. Okay. So that's that. Any questions on that? Please let me know. That's fitness, right? So if you follow these 5 principles, you will be successful. Okay. Now I'm going to skip over unlock your potential. All right, this is what fitness and finance, right? So I am building, if you're open to it, if you're interested in finance, I am building a fitness and finance channel on YouTube. I did put the link in the description of the video. If you're open to it, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. Click the like buttons and all that stuff. It really helps it helps push out the views. So if you think this is helpful information, please hit a like or a comment or something, because it does push the word out. So and I appreciate it. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about finance. Why is have you heard the term digital assets? So this is something I'm really been following right now. for many reasons is I've been following digital assets, but now I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I am definitely a student, right? So, but if you go to the YouTube channel and you click this link right up here, I am DCX Academy, it's going to take you here. And if you're interested, you can join the Academy. I am a representative of the Academy. I'm helping other people join. This is something that we are so early on in this space that if you get in and take advantage while we're here now, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, even 3 years from now, who knows? Um, you might be grateful too, right? So, but if you want to join the academy, we're going to be there's more than one academy. What I'm sharing is the DCX Academy. You can join any of the other academies. My goal is to join all of them. They're so awesome in their different ways. But this is where I'm focused at right now. It's what I've been able to put my focus on. But this is some of the tools that they give us, and this is the schedule. I wanted to share this with you. Every week, we have access to over 200 different instructors who come on and they have these are scheduled live programs. So you can get on these programs, like, for example, Oron. He's my number one favorite teacher right here. He has a program called The Starting Point, and he teaches. Oh, he's such a great teacher. If you're a beginner, and then when you get to advanced, if you feel like you're advanced, he just really knows how to break things down so simply. And it's just a learning. We just have to learn, right? And so, and just briefly, I'm just going to share with you just a couple of things just to plant the seed of thought, right? This is a website called CoinGecko. This is why and how you can unlock your potential if you're interested in this regard. So this is called coingecko.com. It's a free website. You can put it on your browser and check it out. And you may want to. Over here, we have where it says there's 9,961 coins. There's really more than that, but that's just all who's registered on this website right here. This market cap right here, if you look up top, real little letters, 1.2 trillion, right? That's 1.2 trillion. Now, a lot of the experts believe that this market cap could end up somewhere between 10 and 20 trillion, in the next 5, 10, 20 years, who knows? There's going to be a lot of great places to invest, great places to invest. Now, this website lists everything in chronological order based on their value. So the highest value, number one, you see number one is Bitcoin. It's the number one out of 9,961. It's the number one. Number two is Ethereum. So you see, so I'm just concentrating on those. If you were a stock investor, you might call these blue chips. So I've been just really watching them, and they give us tools on how to watch. But the thing is what I wanted to share with you in simple terms. This is a chart of Bitcoin on what they call a weekly lookout point. So weekly time frame, 1 week, right? So you can see back here when it started, it was 8,000, right? Went all the way up around about 68,000 actually. Count these, see candles, measure things a little differently than line charts. That's another lesson, okay? But you want to be able to tell where it goes. But just look where we've been since the first of the year, January, right here. So since January, we've had this nice little run right here. So right here around January is around 16,000, right? And now we're at 30,000. That's almost double, right? So if you had one Bitcoin at January around 16,000 and now it's at 30,000, that's double, right? So that's just one thing. That's just one thing out of many, right? And this is just a look on the weekly time frame. But generally, we don't trade like that. We trade on like some traders trade on the hour time frame. So you kind of look at it like this. So this is every candle here is 1 hour, right? So then you base your decisions on that. And then, let's see here. We can even, let's see here, I'm gonna start from scratch here. They go on the 15-minute time frame. So we really kind of learn to put Bitcoin into like just a small time frame, and we can really kind of figure out where it's going to go, right? So right now it's testing this zone right here. See how it's testing this zone? Yeah, just hit it just perfectly right here. And then you make your decisions based on that, right? And then Ethereum. So they really just make it so easy to follow along. And based on your type personality, everyone has different personality types. So you just you invest in what you're comfortable investing in. Does that make sense? So everybody has different personality styles. If you want to unlock your potential, consider joining the academy with me. If you have any questions about it, send me a message, send me a smoke signal, text me, call me. I'm easy to talk to, and I would love to talk to you about it. And I'm just we're studying it, and have a lot of good. I don't know. Once you get around the professionals, once you get around the educators, like here, you start to get an understanding. It's like, I don't know, sometimes it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle, but the puzzle starts to come together. And until you start putting some of those pieces together, it just doesn't make sense. But then when you put the pieces to the puzzle together, it makes sense. It comes together. And then you can decide what you want to do. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, well, I hope so. So unlock your potential, right? When it comes to your fitness, have a clear, specific goal, know exactly what it is you want to achieve, and then build your plan around that. And then if you want help, if you're curious about coaching, text me, call me, or go to the website, fit.fitness, fill out the form, and we'll get together, complimentary phone or Zoom, right? And when it comes to unlock your potential financially, if you're curious about digital assets and blockchain technology and what does all this mean, and believe me, whether you believe in it or not, whether you interested in it or not, it's coming. And so you're either going to be feeling good about it or not feeling good about it. At least learn about it, and then you can make your decision, what you feel is best for you. Does that make sense? Well, I hope that makes sense. Okay, well, I appreciate your time and your energy. If you have any questions on that, my goal is to do a fitness and finance lesson with live Q&A, approximately 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time daily, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time daily. That's the plan. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. I'm so grateful for your time, and see you on the next lesson.